So I'm going to show you, some scriptures. Let's look at Jesus. Jesus' example. So I want you to look at what Jesus has done and what I am doing, and to see, because Jesus was doing everything also before everybody. He was not going to meet the Sadducees and the Pharisees in the room somewhere and telling them, okay, let's resolve this issue. No. He was doing everything in the public. He was either talking in the synagogues or in the streets even. Can you imagine that Jesus took a whip and went to the synagogue and whipped all the wrong people out of there? And he did that in the presence of other people. You know, by this question, it's like we are returning to the Bible days. Because then the Pharisees were coming to Jesus also and saying, okay, you are causing people to be offended. You are causing people to be offended. Why? Because you are, your disciples are eating without washing their hands. Mm-hmm. So you are causing offense. Or they are doing something on on Sabbath. They are not supposed to do anything on Sabbath. But you see, they are going to work on Sabbath, or to eat on Sabbath, or to go to the field on Sabbath. So it's the same thing, that there is the same argument. You are making people to fall away from God. You are making people to backslid. You are laying a bad example. That is what people are saying. But let me tell you, even what Jesus did. Jesus was much more radical than me. Much more radical. Let's see what Jesus said here. I am following Jesus, and I want to say that I am following Jesus' example. Let's read it. I am following Jesus' example. Matthew 23, 13 to 17. Jesus said, but woe to you. When I say woe, I'm copying Jesus. I am not destroying them like I spoke yesterday about killing or anger or calling fools to destroy. No, it's not what Jesus is doing to wake up their conscience, and the same thing I am doing too. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees. A lot of people write me all the time and say, Jesus will not do what you are doing. You think Jesus will not do? Then you don't know Jesus. The Jesus I know, this is the Jesus I know. Jesus will do like I'm doing. He said, but woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. This is exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing too. The leaders of today, the leaders of the church today, they are shutting the door. They are shutting the door to the kingdom of heaven against their members. And that's why their members must be aware of that. And if they have common sense, they are supposed to respond and say, no, even if they want to shut the door of the kingdom of heaven against us, we will not allow them. We will take another road and go to the kingdom of God. You see, for you neither go in yourselves, nor do you allow those who are entering to go in. This is exactly the reason why Jesus had to use such a strong word like woe unto you. Exactly the same thing is happening today. There is a cause. There is a reason for what I'm doing. Because of that cause of people, leaders. When leaders, you remember I told you in the first half of this, that when you want to correct elders, you have to correct them in a way that their followers will be able to know, get the direction publicly, so that they will hear. So the same thing Jesus was doing. He was correcting these elders publicly in front of everybody and calling them names. Woe unto you. Number 14, verse 14. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you devour widows' houses. And that's exactly what is happening today. People are devouring widows' houses. How are they devouring widows' houses? It means that the little that is left in the house of the widows, they are demanding for it. They are devouring their houses, and the widows are selling their houses. They are selling the little that they have, or even they are not selling, but they are losing, or they are losing weight. They are not eating properly. They are not enjoying their single life or their old age, and instead of that, they are taking everything to the church. That's why I wrote that book. How the church causes economic recession. Because we are causing economic recession and calamity by teaching that all this, the only way to be blessed is to bring the last that you have. And Jesus said, woe unto everybody that does that. And if Jesus were to be in my place today, if Jesus were to be walking on the earth today, he will still say the same thing to the Nigerian and charismatic pastors and these word of faith leaders who are doing that, who are devouring the widows and the orphans. And they are telling them to bring their last for some blessings that God has already given to them. So woe unto people who are doing that. And Jesus will say the same thing. And I'm following his footsteps. He said, so woe to you who devour the widows' houses, and for a pretense, make long prayers. Therefore, you will receive greater damnation. That's exactly what he's saying. These people will receive damnation because they are pretending to be more spiritual than the others. So they are making long prayers just to prove that they are more holy. They are more spiritual. That's what we are seeing today in Nigerian churches. People want to do miracles. They want to do deliverance. They want to do some prayers to show that they are superior. They want to make themselves the God and the middleman between men and God, to make themselves more important. And woe to them. And according to the word of Jesus, so I'm repeating. So you said that some people say Jesus will never use those kind of words. He will never call anybody fool. So I say, oh wow, you don't know him. You don't know him. You see, in this passage, verse 17, he's calling them fools. He said, fools, I'm blind. You see, verse 17, fools, I'm blind. For which is greater, the goat or the temple that sanctifies the goat? So what he's saying here is not that he's calling them, you remember in Matthew, he said, don't call anybody fool so that you don't go to hell. But that means, that one I explained it yesterday, is fool if your intention is to destroy and to make them to become irrelevant, to become really foolish and to lose their mind. Then you are endangering yourself. But the fools that is calling them here, I'm blind, is just describing their state of mind and their state of the spirit. That this is what you are. He just described. He's not wishing them evil, but he's just trying to wake them up and let them know that this is the state where they are right now. Then verse 15 says, woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you travel land and sea to win one proselyte, and when he is won, you make him twice as much a son of hell as yourselves. This is exactly like Nigerian church today. Wow. Our people even buy jets. They even buy planes to travel up and down to make people their slaves. You know, because what they are building right now, they are slave camps. They are slave empires. They are slave owners. And they are making these people their subjects and their slaves. And they are indoctrinizing them, making them to be, candidates of hell. Because people don't know Christ. People don't have personal relationship with God. Just like these Pharisees, they are taking them to hell with themselves. Then verse 16 says, woe to you, blind guides, who say, whoever swears by the temple is nothing, but whoever swears by the gold of the temple, he is obliged to perform. What is he saying? This is talking about elevating the church and the building and the things that you have to do in church. Everything has to be around the temple, or the things in the temple. You have to serve in the temple. It's when Jesus is saying, no, go serve the one. I was hungry, I was naked, I was in prison, I was in hospital. That is where your service is needed. But here, everything is around the temple. But Jesus said, nobody will come to this temple again, because it will be destroyed. Stone will not remain upon itself, upon one another. And nobody will come to this mountain again to want to worship God, because it's now about personal relationship. But what our pastors doing, they are always telling you to come to church. This denomination, put the sticker on. You have to come to church on Sunday. This is our church. This place is holy. This place is God will be here. If you don't come, if you miss, it is all idol worshiping. It is going back to paganism. And to Judaism. This is not Christianity that they are practicing in Nigeria now. And that's why verse 17, Jesus called them fools and blind. If you have been watching our videos and maybe you enjoy them, maybe you don't enjoy them, but still, we need you to help us spread the word. And for that to happen, we only need you to take 5 little steps. Please help us spread this word by liking the video. Then, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We also need you to press the notification button, and the way to do that is to click on the bell. You see the bell there? Click on it. Then, of course, leave your comments. Let's know what you're thinking about each video. And finally, we need you to go and share the word. Share this video on your Facebook timeline, on your Instagram, and every other platform that you have. All right? Let's win the world for Christ. Thank you so much. Peace.